Can't for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, don't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Can't for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Can't for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, don't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Can't for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, don't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Time to run it all. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself there getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is well. And yeah, let's get into it. Let me see how all systems go here. You guys know the drill. Everything does look good. Morning. Yeah, everything does look good. There we go. All looks good. All looks good. And yeah, let's get into it. So today, big day in the markets. Today's CPI day. Now, I'm expecting CPI to come, you know, pretty much as expected. But what I mean is it's going to lead into this coming week, right? Because we need to see what the hell's going on with CPI. Are we seeing Fed get back to their target? And are we seeing GBP going to strengthen here, or what's going to happen? So let's go ahead and look at that. Going to remove drawings here, go back to CPI, which is going to be today, Wednesday. So we have GBP CPI here, which is going to come out at 10 a.m. So they're expecting numbers to actually pop up a little bit. They're expecting numbers to pop up. If that comes back as forecast and we see numbers pop up a bit, that actually is going to lead into what? Going to lead into some GBP strength here. And we're going to see price take a bounce. Going to see price take a bounce and continue bouncing out of this zone that we've been seeing us essentially trying to make higher lows, which we're going to look at technically in a minute here. If we see it come back lower than forecast, can bring some temporary weakness. But overall, you know, 2% was their target. So to bounce off that 2% target is pretty much normal. It's not really long-term bearish for the pound. Now with US as well having a 2% target, I do expect numbers to come back same as expected. If not a tiny, well, actually we have to look at energy, because energy prices with all the tensions in the Middle East could have an impact on this. If we see numbers come back higher, this is going to dump gold and it's going to bring some strength back into the dollar, which we've been seeing, you know, have a little bit of weakness, right? If you were to look at 4 hour, you can see that weakness in the dollar, right? So here on Dixie, you can see that weakness coming back. So we will see that continue if we were to do what? If we were to see CPI come back higher than expected. If we see CPI come back the same, I expect whipsaws on price action, maybe a spike up, spike down, just one of those, you know, classic moves, and that's about it. So you know, fundamentally, that's all that's going on. Market seems like it's formed two ranges, right? And it needs to manage itself and make a decision what it wants to do in that range. So apart from that, that's the only news we have. And then yeah, this is one of the, you know, the basically like the second week of the month where we have GBP news almost every morning. Tomorrow we have GDP, and then Friday we have a break of, actually no, we have retail sales as well. So back-to-back days. And yeah, looking at price here, what is 4 hour done? So 4 hour failed to break structure. We're still holding this higher high, higher low structure. Right now we created a range, so we didn't really close on a higher high here. Daily time frame is still closing bullish here above the range here, so looking like it does want to continue. Upside does make sense. In terms of max targets, if we want to complete this retest, we could retest up into 190s here, 191s, which I would look for a full retest. Of course, we can pull back along the way, continue this high low structure, but now until this high low structure is broken, we should be still technically bullish here. Only issue now is we're stuck in this type of range. So if we bring back drawings, this 4 hour support, I could just leave it as 500. It's really not too much of a difference. Let's mark this 4 hour resistance. There we go. 4R. And yeah, let's have a look now. So moving down lower time frames, 1 hour has that same resistance here. This is the range we're talking about. Kind of stuck in this range at the moment. 15-minute also stuck in this range. And yeah, we're just literally staying inside of this range. We need to make a resolution. This is a tough range to trade. You can see from yesterday, news tried to push out. We consolidated, broke down a little bit, and then just went into a messy consolidation. Asian session tried to retest top of the range. Now we're pulling back, already back where we were. So this is practically the exact spot where we were yesterday. Yesterday we were here, now we're here. So from yesterday to today, we've only made a 12 pip move in total and just mess in between. So that's something you should always, you know, this is something you should always check, right? This is something you should always check. Is like, okay, where are we in, you know, relative to yesterday? Are we making progression? Are we going down? Are we going up, etc.? So this is what I'm looking at, right? So this is what I'm looking at, is to have a resolution here. We have news in around 15 minutes here. That's where really I'm going to see if we can make a move to either side and try to resolve this range, and then maybe catch continuation after. Inside of this range, previous 4 hour candle closing bearish here, but rejecting bottom of the range. It is technically a mixed session if you were to look at it previous daily, previous 4 hour, but sells I don't really like, to be honest. I mean, sells could make sense in the range down here to retest 4 hour again, but we've already done that, right? We've already done that, which makes me uncomfortable. But we can keep that on there, but possible sells will make sense below there. But let's come back and see what happens after news here and see if we want to push down to potentially take buys back up, or if we want to just leave the range and start to look for scalps above yesterday's levels. So moving on to gold here, gold also CPI, and guess what? Same thing as GJ, leading into CPI, we have a range, right? So same thing we're seeing here on gold is the range established from yesterday. Yesterday tried to push up. We got news come into the market here, pushed us in the top of the range. This was a very interesting move. See this spike down here? We had a same spike on GJ yesterday, and I couldn't find out what caused the spike here, right? So yeah, this is what you know I'm looking at here. So looking at gold here, you know, we're still in the same range. If we look at previous daily, how is it closed? Previous daily closing bearish, back inside the daily range, which is important, guys. So since we're closing back inside the daily range, gives us some idea. Now, still I'm bullish on gold long term, or still higher time frame is intact for bullish price action to make sense, especially if inflation comes back around the same. Wouldn't be surprised to see this try. Now that big number is 2500, which everyone is looking for. Do we want to pull back first, retest lower levels? Possible, as long as we remain above 440, higher time frame is still bullish, you know, and we would just retest back into these zones here. So for this session today, you know, previous daily closing bearish, previous 4 hour closing bearish, actually results us in a bearish session. So as much as I would want to buy right now, you know, we have to be careful with buys, and I need more confirmation for buys since we're bearish session. Since we're in a range, this is where session buys can be a little bit thrown out the window, because we're stuck in a range, right? When we're stuck in a range, you know, session buys can be thrown out the window, but not too much, because ranges can be resolved. But the only idea is that we have we have basically kind of a different scenario, because we're not in a sort of a trending move, so we don't have to put as much relevance, but we still have to put relevance and can't say, okay, I'm just going to buy and sell wherever I want. So I'm obviously going to be more bearish bias. I'm not going to be as you know, motivated to look for buys because of session bias being bearish. But if price just doesn't want to break through this level that we've been struggling since yesterday to break through, then yes, I will have to look for buys in this range, especially if we start to try break up here and fail to create a fake out resistance down to sell. If we start to form that high low, that can give us that option to try trade towards the upside, and all we're doing is buying from the bottom of the range to the top, and then top the range to the bottom, because that's how a range is formed. Now, how I identify the range is 3 touches. One, you know, we have here 1, 2, 3 touches, and I would consider that 3 touches towards the top roughly. So that's really creating us that range. So for me, potential buys could be above 24.63. If not, selling below the range to fill this wick is also something I'm looking at. I really would like to see a higher time frame leave this zone. Technically, 1 hour did close below, but then immediately got put back into the range here. So need something closing below this 15. That's the only missing piece of this puzzle, is we've not had something close below the 15. Unfortunately, 5 is left structure there, which is not nice, because even if we close below, we could just retest 5. So, you know, we have to look at that. So overall, that's what I'm looking at. If we were to have a look at GU as well, US dollar is going to be impacted as well. We can remove drawings here, since we pushed up very nicely actually yesterday and had continuation. And yeah, seeing a lot of strength in pound here for GBP USD as that dollar weakness comes into the market. Looking at daily time frame here, where are we on daily? We are basically sitting at that daily resistance zone here. So this is kind of target for the first initial move. Makes sense for before CPI to come back to this zone. If we're going to see the dollar strength today, that's where we're going to reject, is from somewhere in this zone. Previous daily closing strong bullish here. Previous 4 hour closing basically a weak bearish candle. Now it's not even engulfing one previous 4 hour. Actually, it is that small one there. So you could consider that, to be honest. But technically above this 4 hour resistance, but we're at daily resistance. So buys is obviously going to be above daily resistance. We have another 4 hour resistance up here, which could be potential. But if we want to retrace today with mixed bias, yeah, it's not crazy to look for retracements, to be honest. Starting to see, and it's going to look like gold, to be honest. It looks a little bit like gold. Leaving this range here could be options for retracements and sells below. this 15-minute range, right? If we start to break this range, because look at the buys, it's very messy for buys. I would expect retracements to create structure to take buys, but we can, as traders, we can trade that pullback and some of the exhaustion of just price reaching daily resistance target, right? So especially if we start to get below there, I want to see what this is on lower time frame. Even below there is not bad, right? This is also something we can use as a watch zone. So I'm just going to keep that as a watch zone just to, because that's interesting that we created 5-minute structure right there, right? Yeah, so ideally closing below there should give us the sells. I don't really think this will be too important, but I think this will be more important here. This support here. And then if we close below, you look to there, yeah, we can just use that as a watch zone and we'll see. So let's see what's happening with GBP news here. About to have that in around 11 minutes here. That is the analysis here. That is all of the pairs broken down. Now we just need to wait and see what happens here. CPI day, always a day where you know, we can get some interesting movement and market kind of waits for. So yeah, let's get it. And can you please analyze gold? No problem. You pay me $1,000 for that, I'll do anything. So yeah, let's get it. Leave a like on the stream. You guys know the drill. Hate to say it, but part of the game. Let's get the likes up to 150, 300 of us in here. Appreciate everyone showing up nice and early for the analysis. Very important part of the day. This is what sets us up for the day, sets us up for price action and to trade. So very, very important. And yeah, let's get it. Gonna put the likes in chat to remind, so I don't have to keep repeating that. GBP up or down on CPI? I don't know. What are we saying, chat? What are we saying, guys? What are we saying? Up or down on CPI? 78 likes, guys. We're lacking it. Everyone's sleeping. 327, 79 likes. You guys want to see... I'm not going to get into it. Respect, and yeah, that's all I asked. It definitely does help, right? Definitely does help. I really do hate to say it, to be honest, but... definitely does help. That small thing by just pressing a button. It's the only thing I ask in return for all of this value, because I've noticed it does help. Since I trade the same pairs, I don't analyze in London. I rely on your view, only spending mental capital in NY. Is that a good way? You're just lazy, bro. That's it. You're just lazy. And then if the trade fails, you're gonna blame me. I shouldn't have trusted your analysis. I would have looked at that zone. So yeah, I was looking at the boys' analysis this morning. We'll go through it with them so they can hear. This is overall fine. Yes, the problem is by the time we reach there, probably too late, right? Probably too late to take buys by that time, right? Because for us to push from here to there, that's like a move done. So it would be a long time before that happens, because you need boom, rejection, then to get back above. But the idea makes sense. Same sort of plan, sells below with a closure, possible quick scalp here. Yeah, that's the same zone. Buys above after nice structure, right? That's like the adding part. Same plan here. This is only looking for sells based on bearish bias. Fair enough. I totally agree with that. And on GJ, sells making sense below the range, mixed buys looking forward. So just get out of the range. That's sensible as well, right? We're in a tough range. This is sensible. Sneaky sell option here on GJ. Yes, but that's the one idea we kept. Sells, sticking with bias. Fair enough. GU plan, buys outside the range, sells below the range, mixed bias. Makes sense? Same story here. So yeah. Lovely to see everyone on the same page. And yeah, Make a poll. I wonder if I can make 2 polls, guys. Can I make 2 polls? Let's see. No, you can't make 2 polls. That's annoying. That's annoying. That's annoying. Start Q&A. No. Oh, someone donated 20 rupees. I appreciate it. No need to donate. It's your first super chat. But I appreciate you donating your first super chat to me. But, you know, no need a donation. Just a like is all I ask. That's it. That's all I need. Just shows me you guys are actually engaged. That's the reason I do it. It's the reason I do it because just to see engagement. GJ? Yeah, we talked about GJ. We're seeing CPI here in 7 minutes. So let's see what happens here with CPI. If we break out on CPI, we could look for scalps. That's gonna be our option, is looking for scalps here. Small scalp buys towards the upside, fill some of these ranges. Good, good. Vinny's scolding you. I like it. Huh? AD in YouTube chat. How are you, AD? Opal as well. Harry, do you continue trading when you finish your London session? Thank you for everything. Yes, I do. We continue trading after the London stream, but I'm just with the guys in the exclusive group. But you know, most of the time, I would hope to get a trade during you know, the time that I am at the charts here in the morning, because that's the highest volume times. I show up for the highest volume times, but mostly after the stream we're kind of reviewing, and also we're trying to plan that, hey, a setup might come in the next 30 minutes. This is what we're gonna do, or we're gonna take in New York. So if a trade doesn't come in London, then most likely it's gonna come in New York, and that's what we plan for. We plan for what trades to take in New York. Obviously, a day like yesterday, there's not really much you can do, right? When it's just doing bullshit like this. JJ, buy news full margin. Since I only trade London and not NY, what's the percentage being up in a month if you only trade one session? If you know what I mean. It's month dependent. Like sometimes I get always trades only in London, but obviously the reason I am a London trader is most of my trades come in London, right? You know what I mean? So it's month dependent. You know, sometimes the volume shifts. It's just market cycles. If you're gonna trade one session, some months you're gonna have less positions in London, and some months you're going to have more positions in London. It's just how it works. So the times when there's not really much volume during London, or there's no setups, that's where you have to just sit on your hands, not do much, stay in cash, right? Because that's what's going to protect your capital. And then, you know, you'll have months where London is just amazing. Sometimes London, sometimes Lundoff. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good play on words. That's not bad. I rate that. But in terms of percentage gain in trading, you know, obviously online is going to put out these crazy numbers, 10, 20, 30%. Like, listen, 20% month I've had, but it doesn't come every month, 20%, you know? Like, realistically, even this year, my average is going down compared to last year. And it's coming to, like, you know, averaging now 8-7%. Now if I was to risk 2% per trade, yeah, I could easily, you know, if I were to calculate that percentage based on 2%, yeah, it would be above 10%. But let's taking 1% to trade, that's what we're averaging at. So That's realistic trading, to be honest. You know, I don't see a world outside of that. Unfortunately, most people lose in this market, and the reason is because of the expectations being set. You know, all of this, you know, very high percentage return and all of that. Of course, you can manipulate that with how much percent you risk, but in terms of the actual trades, is not a good idea. I heard Dubai is blazingly hot this month. Is it true? Well, it's 9:57 and 38 degrees right now. It should get up to around 48 now by 12 o'clock. But yeah, Dubai is normally hot. You trade like Raja Banks. Claudio will be happy to hear that. Long time since he heard that. I trade price action. So anyone who trades price action will have similarities. I believe he trades off clean candles as well and ranges. Harry, what do you do after losing trade? I analyze the losing trade and then move on to the next trade. If there's an opportunity in the same session, I can take it. If there isn't, then I just wait for the next one. All right, guys, we have about 1 minute 35 seconds to news. I want to see in chat, up or down. Let's see what people are saying in chat. Let's see what chat is saying. I want to see. Let's see if you get it right or wrong. All right, I'm seeing more up than down at the moment. Yeah, more up, more up. Yeah, up is winning so far. Up is winning so far. Few people saying down. Someone says pull back, down, then up. So see liquidity down. Hey Harry, look what you teach me so far this month. YouTube chat, this group, don't take trades. Yeah, how is your month doing? Oh, amazing. 10% for this month. That's amazing. Well done, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you that it's just a matter of time, man. We need tutor account for chat. Yeah, I don't want to. Last time I did that, you told me off. That's not good. But yeah, well done, Maya. That's sweet. So yeah, up 10%. Can't complain, right? What does risk mean in your journal Excel sheet? This was just something in case I risk half, risk full. Now I put the percentage gain as that's more accurate. All right, 12 seconds here. All right, here's news. Oop, damn, did you see that pop up? Now pop down. Everyone said up, but we went down. So, wow, today YouTube chat would have been clapped today hard. So this is why I'm more interested to see what news came out. 2.2, so inflation coming back a little bit lower than expected, which means that, hey, why is that bearish for pound? Can someone quickly write why that's bearish for pound? If we're seeing inflation come back a little bit lower than expected. 30 pip spread, yeah, that's why I don't. Still higher, no? Yeah, still higher than last month, but lower than forecast. Our sell zone on GU? Oh, yeah, that sucks. No, that was such a good sell zone. It was such a big LTA. More money to safe haven, that has nothing to do with GBP, you know? It's very simple. Reason being is if inflation is going lower forecast doesn't really mean a lot long term. Yeah, but you need to understand the reason why we're seeing the dump. The reason we're seeing the dump is that we're seeing basically good for cuts. Yes, but cuts would, yes, exactly. It's good for cuts, right? So if we're seeing inflation, that's the one. If we're seeing inflation come back lower, they should cut rates. And if we see rates be cut, guess what that means? That means less strength in the pound, right? But because pound will perform stronger in a higher interest rate environment. So that's why we see that reaction, you know? Why it will perform better in a higher interest rate environment? Or what? Or why the dump? Dump is because of what I said. Why in a high interest rate environment is because it costs more money to borrow. They're making, you know. What does it have to do with interest rate? Because of borrowing costs. It's not to do with what value. We're talking about interest rates. We're not talking about inflation. Inflation is different from interest rates. Inflation is value, right? Inflation is value, how much something is worth, right? With inflation going up, the value of pound goes down. Do you understand? Because it will be inflated. But interest rates are different. To cut rates, we want lower inflation. Now it's higher. Wouldn't that be the opposite? No, because they reach target. They reach target. So their target was 2%. US is on 3%. Right? US is on 3%. They're trying to get back down to 2%. UK has already reached 2% the previous month. So to see a natural bounce from that is normal. And now for it to come back lower than forecast, we see market participants saying that the Bank of England, they forecasted higher numbers, right? But it came back lower, which means the economy is a little bit more resilient than they thought. Inflation going down helps the economy, Claudio. Does not help the currency in say, you know. There's a difference between economy and currency. Now, if economy is doing well, of course, long-term pound growth would be, right? Long-term pound growth would be in the question. Why? You have to understand the difference short-term and long-term, right? Because what happens is that if we see the economy growing, that means that more people are going to be attracted to invest in the pound. Because the pound should grow with the economy. I've lost so many accounts and I'm thinking of taking a few weeks off. I think I was addicted to trading since I took too many trades a day. What do you think about taking a long break? Maybe I need to give you guys harsh reality, you know? Maybe I need to give you guys harsh reality. Listen, you guys need to change your mindset in trading. I know it seems like a very lucrative industry. I know it seems like a lot of people say you can get rich quick, but I know you've heard that before, but you guys don't accept it. You guys don't accept it. You don't accept that this is a long journey. You don't accept that results are not linear. You don't accept that you have to remove expectations from your head. You have to set realistic goals and work on those goals one step at a time while protecting capital. The easiest way to get burnt in this industry is not to protect capital and try to make things happen fast. This is a dangerous game coming in as a beginner, right? You will blow accounts quick because you don't have any skills that will be able to let you perform long term. Even once you start performing long term, it becomes even harder to remain consistent. That's a next step. So you have to set your head straight. You have to realize that this game, most of the people online, the reason why you're going to hear a lot of failures is because of what information is put there online. It's a sea of information that some guy is just trying to sell some sort of course that is a quick fix for something which is not the case, unfortunately. It's not the case. So even if you take a break, you have to make a change in order for you to get good at this game. You have to change something. Taking a break will not fix your issue because you'll just come back and start with old habits. Don't let this become a gambling issue. Don't let this become a drain, and don't let this become a strain on your life. You should not need to fall into bad places in your life trying to get good at something, because when you're trying to get good at something, you should see the bright side of that. Yes, it will take hard work, but you need to look at the small progression. Then it's impossible. You won't, instead of trying to push yourself over the edge, make something happen in the next 3 months, go into depression, lose money, and end up, calling this all a scam, So you have to realize that this is not a game for the week here, and this is how it is, man. This is how it is. You know, so just get your mindset right and take it one step at a time. The small goals are gonna, reaching those small goals are gonna lead you to the big one, you know? What's a realistic goal? It's progressive, right? So what's your issues right now? I take too many trades. So your goal is to now focus on one trade a day. Can you achieve that sustainably for the next week? Probably not. You're probably gonna take more than one. I can assume it. Number two, now that you're taking one trade a week, focus on the quality of that trade. I mean, one trade a day, focus the quality on that trade, right? Your job in the, listen, the more time you spend in the market, actually the more diminishing returns you have. You know? You have diminishing returns the more time you spend in the market. This is fact. Anyone will tell you this. Right? The more you take trades, the more you start taking trades, the more opportunities, the more risk you take in the market, the more diminishing returns. Right? That's why you see big investors, big traders, they take also long-term positions because they're basing an idea that over X amount of time should reach this. They're not trying to say, you know, trying to predict short-term all the time. You know? So this is really something you guys have to realize, and it will help a lot. We need fundamental webinars starting with basics. Yeah, you just don't watch my webinars. That's the problem. Claudio always lazy here. Just joking. This guy actually shows up to every webinar. So it's not bad. Every week he's there. But I want to show him this. If it can load, please, sir. Claudio, go to this. Check this fundamental video here. Market economics, understanding news impacts. That's going to explain all the basics. Right? But this is all the basics here. You need to just review this. Remember, economics is always changing. It's something you need to adapt to. When we had an environment where we had interest rates rising, that was bullish, right? Even though economy was doing bad, you remember? Everything was going to shit because of the pandemic and economies were doing bad, but rising interest rates made currency strong. Dollar was strong, GBP was strong. You know, so it's always changing. Then we had this Bank of Japan battle with their economy, right? We see, look at the effect that's made. Try focus, Claudio, on higher time frame, not lower time frame movements like this. Because look, you go to a daily time frame, this means shit. Doesn't mean anything. Why do you have to care about it? Doesn't matter. This is where fundamental analysis is not too important because it won't change it. Macro, focus on just this. Interest rates came lower than forecast, which means that inflation came lower than forecast, which means that UK economy is doing better, right? Because the consumer is not feeling the inflation, right? That means that we could see interest rate cuts. End of story. Higher time frame, now you have a bias. On lower time frame, doesn't matter because this small move here ain't gonna change shit. What's gonna change shit is big news like Japan freaking changing interest rate after intervention. That changes shit because now we're higher time frame bearish. Gold is still ranging here. Another complication here is that the fact that I don't trust the numbers. This is also true, right? But that's why we focus on higher time frames and focus what macro is doing because that could support bias. We have seen it support bias. Because now we understand what's happening with the economy in Japan, right? We made that whole video on that, right? I should actually post that video in WOP content as well. You know, so we know that higher time frame bias, that these bounces could fail. Can you help me with UJ analysis? No, because you said that you don't want to do it. One analysis you can't do. GU I analyze for you, GJ I analyze for you, gold I analyze, UJ you can't analyze. What's bias? Previous daily bearish, previous 4 hours bearish bias. Yeah, it's tough, you know, with all this resistance. This is where it's like a tough range here, you know. Sells potentially to fill wick fill here, but it's tough. Can you analyze Nvidia for me? You serious or no? Okay, thank God. When's the right time to close GBP JPY? What in GBP JPY, right? You have to realize there's different scenarios. Like, what are you in? Buy, sells? How am I supposed to tell you when to close? Close what? First of all, that's a major leak in your trading, is going into a trade without a plan. I know exactly what the hell I'm doing when I take a trade. Where I'm closing, where I'm where I'm closing, where I'm taking, you know, partials, or, you know, moving stop loss, break even. Right, because I carried him in Counter-Strike and he blamed the team. If he actually carried in that game, then we would win. No need the team. I was playing with 70 ping carrying him. This guy had you were third frag. You want me to bring up the stats? Alright, bring it up. Bring up the game, send screenshot. Go to the game, send screenshot. Pulling up faces right now. Took GJ earlier. Let's have a look what you took earlier. Probably buys, I would assume. Yeah, this makes sense, man. If you're up during Asian, this makes sense. Close above, pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Again, I would go break of wick. It's a very small difference, but it's gonna make a big impact, because if this never broke the wick, you could just get one of the fake outs, something like this. You see how this wick was never broken here? Folds, you could just get a fake out. So a small difference, but it'll make an impact. Trust. You know, but yeah, that makes sense. Break of high, boom. Uses watch. Gold, what are we doing? Ranging at the moment. We needed to get below 58s here. GU ate our whole zone, which is very painful. Man. That was a nice zone. So GJ now with mixed bias. If we're gonna sell right now, it's pretty hard to sell into these ranges. We need pullbacks. Pullbacks, resistance form, setup 2. Setup 2 for sales. Do you think pound will retrace? It's hard to say at the moment what it wants to do. The only thing I'm scared of is we're pulling back into a zone yesterday where we had bullshit. I'm scared this will happen here. But I wouldn't mind this. Take sells down. And if we fail, take buys. That would be negative risk to reward. Well, you don't know how big the range would be, right? If a candle closes small, you'd have like a maybe 14 pip stop for a 22 pip target. That's not negative risk to reward. Are you buying and selling gold? Depends. Depends on where we form. If I was to buy gold, I need to get above these levels here. Definitely need to get above 63s. Oh, there's all 1 hour bullshit here. Shit, man. Gold is a mess. Yeah, not clean on the charts today. This is a day where it's not clean, right? You can see ranges are super messy. CPI day, we're stuck. So for now, I'm sitting in cash, right? Sitting in cash is the play for now. How about cable? What level are you prepared to enter? Cable needs to form structure at the moment, right? Cable just dumped here. We're seeing it come back down to these levels here. It needs to do something, right? Cable is GBP USD, traditional name. I think they call GPUSD cable. GJ is called GJ. There was a nickname of GJ back in the day, which was Godzilla. I think GPUSD is cable, EURUSD is fiber, something like that. This week is a losing week for me. Took 2 trades in gold on Monday and Tuesday. That's unfortunate. For us, we took 2 trades on 1 trade on gold, 1 trade on GJ. So 2 wins for this week, but that was all on Monday. So maybe go look back if you're trading similar style as me. Look back at the trades that I took and compare and see maybe you were taking it in a different zone or you didn't notice something, right? Yeah, yesterday the guys took GU. I was driving, and that's a point of don't be a slave to the charts, you know? Don't be a slave to the charts. I found your YouTube channel, you answered my questions, and we honest with your losses. I'm subscribing to your channel. Oh, thank you very much for your subscription. I appreciate that. Hi, GJ Weekly, no bottom wick. Yeah, that's true. Can flip eventually, but won't affect us for the session just now. It took a while. Yeah, GU does sometimes. Remember that trade we took on Friday on GU, the buys? Took ages. Good thing is you guys got volume. Morning, Harry. Why do you not have GBP the 30-minute support lines below 4-hour support? Maybe too many lines to mess up my LTAs. Yeah, but this is a messy zone, you know. This is just a messy zone. Like I just, you know, I really don't. I'm not selling into this. You know. Totally did not inspect edit. Come on, bro. Do divergences work? I mean, they can be used as a tool, but it's not a trading strategy, that's for sure. I'm not sure if anyone else can relate, but I struggle with trading sometimes. Well, I'm sure a lot can relate with that. Because I don't always know why the trade has lost. When price flips and goes in the other direction, any advice? It's very normal, man. It's a matter of finding out why your trades have lost. It's investigation. Now, without getting feedback from someone who actually can give you and has better knowledge than you, you're going to go around in circles, right? You have to expose yourself, right? You have to expose yourself to a good environment. You have to expose yourself to, to somewhere where you can improve. Gold trying to close above, yeah, but we have all this resistance, man. We have all this resistance. I don't know. Look at this. We have this 30 sitting right here now. We have this 1 hour right here where we just tapped. It's all a lot of bullshit. I'm not trusting it. Oh, serious, I did play like shit that game? Yeah, I'm only messing with you. So that's how you're going to improve, man. It's totally normal. It's totally normal. But if the price is going other direction, you have a problem with entries, right? So you have to, right? You have to do that. Hi, I'm premium member. I would like to trade NY session with you. How do I do this? To trade NY session with us, you just join the NY chat in the group, right? You join the exclusive group, you come in NY chat, and all the discussion is there. Also, there's a live voice chats going on as well. You can hop into the voice chat by just clicking, just clicking it will join you to the voice chat. And that's it. That's how you trade NY with us. It's pretty simple, straightforward. Going around in circles is what I worry about. I'm trying to move to the next rather being stuck. Yeah, but without feedback from someone who can see what's going on, you're just going to be stuck anyways, right? You need to go and get information, right? It's how life works. Whenever you don't know something, you go get information for that. He should enter the exclusive group. I mean, that's his choice at the end of the day, but that's valid. This uptrend in GJ from the start of August could be a pullback until 190, maybe continue down big range. Yes, that's possible. You trade all sessions? No, I trade mostly London, and I also look at New York. Harry, can you tell me which stage I'm at right now? I am up 5% to 10% on my capital, and then again it goes back to BE. Yeah, it's probably, that stage is very normal, and that cycle can last for a while, to be honest. And it's kind of just finding what causes you to go back to BE. Could be different reasons. Psychology could be 1, over trading could be 2, lack of patience could be 3, right? Those are kind of the 3 main things that cause you to go back, as those things kind of, play a role in that, right? With the exclusive, are you streaming / voice chatting for a bit of both for the rest of London? NY is getting a bit late. My time zone opens 10 p.m. my time. Yeah, for the exclusive after the stream, we continue for a little bit, answer questions. You can open your mic, even during stream. If you want to talk to me in the group, you can talk to me. That's the point. You get, obviously you're watching stream without delay. We have weekly webinars as well, and you get access to all that content I showed you, right? Which is my strategy. So yes, to answer your question. How do you know when you lost a trade, it's a bad trade or just unlucky? There's no luck. It's all probability and statistics game. It's a game of probability and statistics. It's not luck. Unlucky is the percentage that you were meant to lose. You are unlucky that you hit that percentage today. But even long term, if you look at it, it's not unlucky, because at some point you will. You're meant to lose in this game. You're meant to take losses. It's how this game works. It's impossible to win all the time. It's just impossible. So get used to that, As long as you followed your plan that's been tested, over time it's going to be okay. Over time it's going to be okay. So today, if you followed your plan, if I can sit here and say I followed my plan, but no volume came in the market and price just stopped me out, unlucky no volume came, but I know that that's a percentage chance. And today I hit that chance. Lucky when its price is 1 pip away from your SL and reverse whoosh into profit. Well, that means you had a bloody accurate SL. So I wouldn't say that's lucky. I'd say that's a close call. What's lucky? What's lucky is that if you're holding during news and news goes in your direction, right? Without really understanding what news it is, right? It's very hard to predict news exactly. You can have an assumption, but you know, that's lucky. Or you're in drawdown and news gets you out of drawdown. That's lucky that it didn't whipsaw. That's lucky that spread didn't widen to stop you out. All of that is a bit of luck. In the past, did you use a specific software to test your plan? Correct. I used the backtesting software. Back in the day, I used to use one on MetaTrader 4, used to be called Soft 4FX, and that's how I made my trading strategy. And backtesting was such a big part of the thing of my, basically journey, that we created our own backtesting software. You see it there, Pip Labs. That is our own backtesting software. The difference is you don't have to download it to your PC. You can use it on browser, and it gives you tick data, first of its kind. But that's the reason we started that, is because, you have to use that. I also use, I don't like Soft 4FX because you have to do it on MetaTrader 4. It's really annoying, and you have to keep, making an account, and then after that you have to, the drawings, and you have to clone all the drawings. It's a headache. So that's why we decided to make Pip Labs, right? It's kind of to fix that. So this is much better because I can just load it on a browser, and when I'm done, it's also uses Tradingview charts, which obviously I prefer. I prefer to practice on Tradingview charts. That's the difference. So that's why we had passion to make this project here. All right, so we rejected this resistance here on GJ. How did gold 15-minute close? Wow, that's a very strong close. This is nuts. So no entry even for us here, because we just closed here. Super strong close on gold here. 30-minute close bullish, no top wick. Structure, this is a good spot. If we have some structure, boom, we can look for buys. See what GU did on the close. GU closed pretty weak here, leaving a rejection. If we can close another, I would say, we closed 30 bearish. I would say if we can close another 15-minute candle bullish here, we can look to retrace some of this move. Right? We would get 5-minute change of structure as well if we were to get another 15-minute candle closing bullish. Did you give white label for Pip Labs? Do I give? Or are you asking, do we give white labels for Pip Labs? The software depends what you want to use it for. We would have to discuss, of course, But no, we're not using a white label. There's no one in the industry that has been able to put tick data on a browser. Look, you can play candles as if they were real life. Let's just skip a few candles, but look. Right? It plays ticks, just like how the charts are moving right now. You don't really get that on browser. So that's the main unique selling point we came up with. And we have some nice upgrades coming. Because this allows you to learn the behavior of candles, right? Which is important. So yeah, let's see if we can get another 15-minute candle closing bullish here on GU. GJ is not really doing too much. Gold went like a rocket, closed no top wick. Need structure to form on that. Is exclusive full? I'm looking to join, but it says join the waitlist. Yeah, we closed the group, but you can join the waitlist, and I'll accept you if you really want to get in, but I'm accepting as 1 to 2 people. That's how waitlist works. So I like to keep the group controlled. I like to know who is coming in. And I want to know about you. So that's how it works. So if you do want to secure yourself a spot, you can hop on the waitlist and yeah, just DM me or something. But yeah, I'm only accepting 1 to 2 people. And that's how it works. Free for all only happens once a month, right? Free for all only happens once a month. Otherwise, you hop on waitlist. But you'll for sure get accepted. I had a look yesterday to join. Cool. Yes. Just in time, I guess. Gold is gonna pump without us? Yeah, but there's no entry anyways, right? Even if you want to take gold, where are you gonna enter? It's not your move. So you can't worry about this because it's really not your move. This candle came out of nowhere, you know. Even 1 minute is not creating pullbacks. Just leave it. Like, you're not missing anything because there's no way to get in. Now, if there's a way to get in and you're just hesitating to enter, yeah, be annoyed. Shit, it's going without us, or, you know. Or let's say we were waiting for a close above a zone and now it's just pushing through the zone. Yeah, that's annoying because we wanted a close above. But literally what it's done right now is close a 30-minute candle rocket. What are you going to do with this rocket, you know? What do you think of risking 2% on prop challenges? I don't really like that idea. I think 2 losses, you're already down almost 5%, you know, you're screwed. You take a little small patch, you'll lose the whole account. Remember, in a funded account, you're 1 step away from being back to 0. You don't get second chances in funded accounts. There's no second chances. The only time I would risk 2% is if you're extremely competent or trading a method where you only trade specific setups and take a really low quantity but very high quality. You get what I'm saying? Because then you're like, okay, if I'm taking 1 shot a week on a very high quality trade, I can risk 2% on that trade. Five-minute close above on gold? No, that's not an entry. 5-minute close above is not an entry. It's not closing above our zone. This is a rocket. This is closing straight into this daily resistance here. Whenever you see price push, don't do this mistake of going down on lower time frames to make an excuse that was an entry. It's not how it works. If you planned an initial trade of something closing above here on 15, that's how it was. Was GeoTrade very high quality yesterday? I would say it's a normal trade. Very high quality would be you coming back to a very specific zone in the charts after a nice push. Like, it's a very specific thing, you know? The trade you took yesterday was the regular way we trade, you know? How much is good to risk when on drawdown? Yeah, 1%. You know, you shouldn't let yourself dip below, you know, too much in drawdown. You can always reduce risk as the more you get into drawdown, because to just stop you from, you know, going way down. Geo setup 3, I need another, what, for the downside you mean? Not really. I'm not looking at that right now. Because we reached target. This was our target, this 15-minute zone, we reached target. If anything, I'm looking for a second 15-minute candle, potentially close bullish. Continue the daily candle here. 4-hour be a retest. It's quite tricky after such a big candle like this, to be honest. Quite tricky, actually. Give me a sec, I'll go to it and come back. Do you draw support and resistance lines every day? Yeah, I do. Right? We just drag and adjust them. We do them in the beginning of the stream. So make sure you show up to the beginning of the stream so you can learn that analysis. We do full breakdown analysis beginning of the stream. Break down the plan for the day, which we're waiting for right now. We had CPI news come through, so now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. I was 0.12 cents away from getting funded. Bro, you have to full margin 10% in that case. I'm joking, I'm joking. What's the difference though? What's the difference? That's just a number. If you could get there, then you're going to get there eventually. Like, well, you know, you can't change anything about that. It's just about following the process. You know, so even if you go down 2% because of loss, you know you're going to make that back if you're going to be consistent. If you're not going to make that back, right? If you're not going to make that back, then that's it. Fortunately, I have to go to work. Wish you luck. Good luck with all the news. Thank you. Thank you so much, Laura. Take care. Any questions, do let us know. How did you learn fundamentals like CPI and its different impacts? Honestly, Google, man. Really, just Google it, find out why. That's it. Like, Google is great. Like, anytime I didn't understand something, I just Googled it and asked why. How much is good to risk? Yeah, I answered that question for you. I can repeat myself again. But I said that, you know, 1% is that golden number on funded accounts is 1%. Which side you're planning to trade on gold? At the moment, it pushed through my side here. Now it's trying to create some structure. If we can create structure above here, I'll trade bullish. If not, then potential we could even sell from up here if this ends up being a fake out with bearish bias. With bearish bias, if 1 hour fails to close above, we could look to potentially sell even. Because right now it's in the range, so we don't know too much. Analysis for GBP USD, we're seeing if structure can be formed to potentially take bounce plays. For sells here, it's a little bit tough. Maybe below this 30, but this 30 is a cascading support. There's a 15 right next to it, so it makes it tough. How did you play Dota 2? No, I don't play Dota 2. I appreciate everyone showing up to stream. CPI day, big day in the markets. I expect messy price action during the whole day till after CPI. So be careful. Don't force anything today. Don't do anything silly with CPI day. All right, guys? Make sure you don't. Leave a subscribe if you haven't. And wow, 360 votes for the likes and 260 real likes. Come on, guys, you're lacking. I caught you. 360 of you can vote like, but only 269 can vote real. I'm catching you guys always. And I hope you're well. Had a question. When the Dixie is in bad position and the American market is in bad position, how do you predict? Predict is a very dangerous word. How do you predict the news will be manipulated in their favor? Any videos on this topic? You don't. You can't predict that stuff, right? You can't predict that stuff. Need 1,000 viewers? Well, yeah, at 1,000 viewers, I have to flex my biceps, right? That's the deal. What to do, man? Made a deal, can't change it, right? Alright, we said we wanted another 15-minute candle closing bullish to take buys. This 15-minute candle is looking like it's closing bearish, so nothing yet. No, I mean, come to conclusions because sometimes you predict it accurately with the logic behind it. Yeah, situational dependent, right? Based on other data we have seen, based on what the standpoint is technically. Are we bullish or bearish? Does it make sense to go up? You know? I mean, it was super easy. It was super easy to predict news when we were just seeing interest rates be risen every single time. Like, that was easy to predict that. Can we do a fan meetup in Dubai if you reach 2K viewers? We can do that even before. I'm always down to make an in-person meetup. How many guys in YouTube chat would be interested in in-person meetup in Dubai? See, the majority. I want to go sparring with you. Always want to just somehow. Damn, doctor. Come to Nigeria? I could. What time in the morning do you start your analysis prior to London session open? Is it the time you start streaming on your premium channel? No, it's the time I start streaming on YouTube as well. Hi, why is it hard to execute on my plan? I'm on my second month of life. Probably psychology. Want to do a gym sesh? Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. 50-minute close bearish here. Nothing right now. GJ did what? Close strong bullish here on GJ. What are we saying on GJ here? Yeah, really tough in this range here. This range is super messy. This might be a no trade range for me. Damn, Vinny. Alright, 15-minute close back outside the 1 hour here. Book a club for us, 30 bottles in Dubai. Damn. It'll be waste because I don't drink. Pay for a bottle show with water. We can rent a gym for the day? Yeah, I actually can do that. UK 100 potential sells. I haven't looked at UK 100. I don't trade that, but the guys in our group do. Let's see if they put any analysis for you on UK 100. This is DAX. This is DAX again. This is old DAX. Today they're looking at DAX, it seems. Do you prefer 5 minute? Well, now I would need a bottom wick on the 15 nevertheless. But remember, we're bearish bias on gold here. I think bearish bias on gold. If we start to close second 15-minute candle bearish, that could even sell. Would close the 1 hour below. When the vote's over, votes for which? I rather sell gold, set up 2, set up 5. Honestly, yeah, such an impulsive move. We've seen those retrace fake out in London, right? I've seen that before. This seems like it's just inducing you to come and you know, buy until we get proper structure. Especially full bearish bias could be an idea. Indeed. Could very well be. Can you explain why GJ is messy right now? You see the range. There's no LTAs. We're just pumping up and down. You know, we're at resistances. Look at 30-minute resistance right here. Look at 1 hour. There's like, you know, it's just like a candle come down, retest above the 1 hour. If the 1 hour was to flip, it goes straight into a resistance. Above that resistance is another resistance. It's much different from a clean range like this, you know, or a clean range like this, or these clean candles. Like this is a lot more choppier, right? Or different. Look how clean this is. Big clean candle here, clean move up, clean candle here. Now it's a bit choppy. I'm not saying market analysis is easy, but the markets must be understood how it works. Yeah, you have to understand. If gold creates bottom wick and 15-minute breaks the high, I wouldn't go break of high. I would want to see a close above. This could still be the fake out. I would like to see 30-minute, how 30-minute ends up closing here. My GU buys could still play out here. Nice little liquidity grab. If we can close strong in 9 minutes on GU buys, might be interesting. Yeah, GJ's a mess. GJ's a mess. Gold is trying to pump here, no bottom wick. 5-minute close above, no nipple wick here. One-minute gave close above as well. It's tricky with that no bottom wick because stops is going to be exactly there. I think gold is trapping buyers. Well, it has higher low structure on 5 now. But my plan was not to trade on 5 with bearish bias. That's not my plan. So hopefully this could just be liquidity grab up and we could actually potentially be taking sells once this flips to make its bottom wick. There's hourly resistance. Yeah, there's a lot of resistances here. We have all this choppiness, but we have this wick crossing through it, which kind of invalidates it, but there is some BS here. This 1 hourly close is going to be interesting in 7 minutes. If this closes below this most recent 1 hour resistance, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be interesting. You saw my messages on Insta after 3 months? Because your messages are in hidden requests. It recognizes you as a scammer. Euro US dollar set up 1 bullish bias. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good if we can close above. This 15 no bottom wick. Yes, even I checked broker, no bottom wick there as well. Do you know what time London volume comes in? It seems so sporadic, not consistent as NY sessions. It's no, between this time, between 10 a.m. my time, you can see my clock up there. Between 10 to 11:30 is volume time. Good volume time over the year. You can see all the trades that I take and what time they're being taken, right? 10:15, 10:40, 10:12, 10:05, 10, 11, 11:25, 9:45, 11, 11, 10:15. So it's roughly all in that window. Yeah, we'll see if GU wants to close strong bullish here, back above this range. If you look at weekly, gold looks very bullish. Yes, I agree with that for sure. I'm bullish on gold, but I can't enter on buys right now because there's no bottom wick. I said I'm happy to buy above here if we get a candle close, but we will know in 5 minutes. If this candle was to flip in 5 minutes, sells could also make sense in this range till CPI. Because we're in a range, right? We're in a range. So I am higher time frame bullish on gold, but where we are right now, we could end up selling for now. Right? Especially with no bottom wick. That's part of my plan, because at any time in the next 5 minutes, this candle could flip to make its bottom wick. If we're looking for a trade and cannot enter, oh damn, my chat went, and cannot enter into it because of no bottom top wick, someone else has a bottom top wick, that factor relevant? Yeah, that's your own decision. You know, I would say if most people have a bottom wick but you don't, then just enter. If it's the opposite, you have a bottom wick but most don't, then you can make the decision not to, right? Why do you limit yourself to specific time frames to enter on? On a 1 hour would be nice on gold. By the way, I'm not hating. 1 hour, because look at the 1 hour stops. You're looking at like 80 pip stops for a range of 50 pips, right? So I rather just take 15 minutes where I can have better risk to reward, better probabilities of everything. I have nipple on FXCM. Well, I mean, yeah, if you have that, then that's it. But I was just analyzing based on what I have. Remember, there's no rush for buys, guys. We're bearish bias. I'd like to reiterate, we're bearish bias. So there's no rush for buys. You're going against bias. This is counter trend. Not counter trend, but counter session bias. There's probabilities to that, remember. We will wait for this 15 close. 15 close might just give us setup 1 close above. Stop loss can go here, 22 pips. We have 30 pips to the resistance. So only 3 minutes till the candle closes. 30 minute will also close bullish. 1 hour will close strong bullish as well. Also, GU looks like it wants to set up here. If we can close above this resistance here would be great. 30-minute setup 2. GU looks cleaner? Yeah, it does. Let's keep an eye on GU here. Yeah, if GU can close above here, we're closing back above the range, liquidity grab. I think we could have a shot to try retrace this news with higher time frame being bullish. Weekly target hasn't been tapped. Would you let it go break of that wick to the left? Yeah, it's not bad shout. I was actually thinking about that. But 1 pip does make a big difference on GU, right? 1.4 pips. Depending on the bottom wick, I would say. So let's see if we can get a good bottom wick here. Is going to be important. Yeah, solid bottom wick here. Gonna give this a short break of the high here. Stop's gonna go below the candle lows here. Why is bottom wick important? Because it makes a bottom wick showing you that price is going down first before continuing up, or going up first before continuing down. It's a confirmation. Most candles have top wick, bottom wick. It's like almost grabbing liquidity to continue in a certain direction. Below news low? No, I'm gonna run it below 15-minute low. How about gold? Gold would be same setup, but the difference with gold is it's bearish bias, whereas GU would be a bullish bias. Not bullish, mixed bias. So there's more likelihood of, you know, GU playing out. But I mean, you could, gold is even an option here. I prefer GU though because of bias. I rather go with something without bias, with the right bias, than go with something like, what's this called? Like gold that is against bias. Second to last most wick down, just the current 15, not current, sorry, previous. So what are we looking for? I'm gonna try a buy above the highs. It's interesting how EU respect this key level. Yeah, 1.1. Yeah, that is close at 1.1. Technically nipple above, right? Give it some room to break the high, make sure it breaks it properly. If this 5 close bearish, different setup, right? No, because we're basing it off 30 and 15, right? Check 30-minute close bullish, 15 close bullish. So it's based on those two time frames. SLI was meaning last green. Yeah, like I said to you, previous 15-minute close, right? Not the current. This bias remain if we're in a range since 4 hours since yesterday. It's a little bit skewed, but yeah, technically you still should respect it. I'm thinking to go break of this high, to be honest. Once we break 1 minute range. So we just don't get stuck in the range. What's the difference? Like 0.8 pips. Thoughts of this monthly level? I'll check it. This is what, monthly resistance? We crossed through it a lot of time with wicks. I wouldn't put too much relevance on it. But wouldn't we expect this to be the rejection? I'm still gonna try it. I can't, you know, focus on every single level. But I will go above this high here. Just for more confirmation. It's a 1 pip difference. But I prefer it. I prefer it. Above this high, right? Which is the rejective high. We have to break that high to continue. So at least we'll be above then the 1 minute range, which is my plan behind that high. So yeah, just waiting for that. Oh, damn, there we go. Broke the high. Yeah, let's see what happens. Moving good so far. See if we can get the volume in. Nice. Anyone on ASP on GU? Yeah, we'll have to see what ASP is. Five close above strong here, still looks okay to me. Yeah. 5 might want to make a retest towards here, towards the support before flipping. Might just take its time to form structure. Didn't take GU, looking at gold. Yeah, gold as well broke the high here. Gold is moving nicely. Up about 7 pips here. Stop loss on gold is around, I think you can get away with 22, 23 pips stop loss. GU is slow here, so it might take its time. What do you think? TP up there. Let's have a look. Yeah, gold is looking like a much more efficient move. Yeah, with GU now, it should just be, you know, smooth. I mean, with the gold now, it should be smooth sailing. Smooth sailing to this. Whoa, 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 your mic is so loud, bro. Yeah, maybe somewhere around this level here, the 30-minute resistance. Has no reason, you know. This 5-minute, yeah, you're tapping this 5-minute here, that's the same as the 30. Why not all-time high? You know, GU, I think ASP is actually around 10 pips here. 9-10 pips has been ASP on GU, so we need to watch that. New 15-minute candle close here, closing bullish, still looks okay. Very accurate on ASP. Yeah, 9 pips. That could also be our break-even zone as well. Trend is short, yeah, it could be, but we could see a retracement from here because we've had daily closing bullish. This could be just news. News could come down, dump price, and now we see price start to retrace from this zone. Yeah, gold moved beautifully here, man. Gold moved beautifully. Seemed it was the more efficient move. So that's nice. Whoever took gold followed the plan. I decided out of both, I decided to choose GU because of bias. Right? Because of bias. Our ASP is about 9 pips. So that's about there. What's ME? Oh. Was bias on GU bullish, not mixed? Yeah, it's mixed, but it's better than going bearish with bias. Ideally, we need this 1 hour to close bullish in 41 minutes. 30 minute, we need to continue bullish momentum. 5 minute, we need to keep forming higher low structure. Go to the bathroom, come back, give me a sec. I was saying, boys, if you want to move to break even here, you can. I'm not moving to break even because I don't mind taking a small loss on this trade. I was muted on stream. I don't mind taking a small loss on this trade here. But normally, if you, like, let's say having an average week and you need to preserve capital, just move to break even. Right? Just move to break even and call it a safe trade here. But for me, I don't need to do that just yet. Too late to enter? I mean, come on, what type of question is this? Logic behind the trade? We'll explain it, but it's basically mixed bias, so we can look for both buys and sells. News gave impulsive move down, retesting previous levels. We then failed to continue below, right? We left a rejection wick, right? We left a rejection wick. After the rejection wick, we closed 150-minute candle bullish, retested that low, then closed back above our zones, made a deep bottom wick, and then broke the high. Hi, I seem to not fully understand your B point. Yes, it's ASP, average session push. There's a video on WAP about that. It's just average. No, that B point means where you move stop loss to break even. Like right now, I'm sitting in $700 of profit, right? So it's definitely going to pay me by up there. I'll be maybe almost $1,000 profit. Mans went bigger than I did. 15 lots, 10 lots. 10 lot, 12 pip stop loss, you know, with management, it's like $1,000 risk, right? The basics. So this is where we're rejecting. You can make the decision if you don't want to hold any drawdown to go break even. Just let the trade come out at break even. We don't know if it's going to push more. I have not seen average session push. You know, we don't know if we can reach that 9 pips, so we'll have to see, right? This could just be the start of lower high, or it can create 5-minute structure. For me, I'm looking more to manage the trade. I rather take like a 3, 4, 5 pip loss than to close at break even, because there's no levels here to close at break even. There's a 5-minute level back here, which could be a break-even point, but we didn't tap it technically yet. So I would look at this level more, right? More than ASP, right? This would be more important if we were to look, because remember, this is a news candle. News candles don't really care about levels, so it might respect levels on the way up. Last 5-minute no bottom wick, yeah, that's why at high chance it probably will come to entry, right? We'll probably come back to entry. That's what I'm saying, right? So if people just don't want to hold drawdown, you can go out break even. I'm telling you guys on YouTube chat, don't hate after if this ends up failing and I take a small loss, because I can accommodate that loss. Like, I'm happy to take that today because I want to let this idea play out. You know, but if I was playing it safe, say I haven't taken a trade or I'm in drawdown for the week, then yeah, for sure I'm just going to get out break even because I expect it in one push. I don't want to ask the question, but here I'm happy to ask the question, which is how you can kind of manage risk here. I'm already out, done for the day. All right, if people secured profits, that's up to you. That's up to you. Ideally, we want this next 15 to close again, another strong bullish, not a rejection. Rejection means pullback, right? Keep that in mind. So 2 minutes till this 15 close. If we can close strong bullish, pullbacks are okay because we're closing strong bullish. I forgot to tell you, I passed the first challenge FGM in 6 days. Wow, 10% in 6 days, absolutely nuts. Make sure you're managing risk properly. You need to sustainably be able to do this long term. But good, focus, slow down on phase 2. It's easier than phase 1. Right, it's 5%, but make sure you're doing it sustainably. Don't over risk, you know, and you will get your challenge. Not over, right? Yeah, it's not over for sure. Harry, 700 is enough for you. If you see the market not pushing, you'll take the 700 or go for the 1,000. I take my plan. So even though 700 is enough, like it will pay me for today, $700 is enough. But my loss today, if I lose this trade full, will be 1,000. So if I take another loss in the future, it's going to be a negative trade. Right? So I need to make sure to follow my plan in that sense. Now, if I see something in the market that shows me that there's a high chance this is going to be a loss and I'm in profit, then I might as well take that. But until the chart shows me that, I can't do anything. I can't do anything until the chart shows me that. I don't like this 15 closing rejection. It's not confidence inducing for sure. This is what's a problem here, to be honest, boys. 1 minute change of structure now as well. Interesting. I'm thinking how I want to manage this, because now this is forming something that's not really, not good. Not good to see this type of pullbacks here. So either I can get out break even, or I can just take a 4 or 5 pip loss. That's my other plan here. I need to make a decision now. Decision time, boys. Decision time. Well, I'll allow this candle to flip, of course. I'll give this candle a chance to flip. No top wick here. High chance it makes a top wick. 30-minute close as well. So I'll give that a chance, of course. And then manage accordingly. I close full B. Tony, we said SL or TP. Remember we talked about that for you? Again, you don't listen. That was your rule for this month. I'm at least allowing this 30-minute to flip here, guys. I expect it to make a top wick, and then I can make a decision once it makes its top wick. Right? Because I expect it to make a top wick. There we go. Making its top wick now. Yeah, so now it's make its top wick. I could technically manage if it was to come down. But I think in this scenario, I'm going to probably take a small loss, if anything. Trade looks good, rejected from nothing. Yeah, problem is look at where we're rejecting from daily. Think higher picture time frame, right? Daily resistance was tapped. We're not trading to that. 4-hour resistance created a resistance at this zone here. So we have to keep that in mind, right? That has to be a factor in this trade, that we might want to create a lower high to continue down if we start to see signs of failure, which not yet, but I'm saying in terms of progression here on the charts. It's not like we're bullish bias, right? In bullish bias, there's no chance we close or anything. There were all prerequisites to go down, especially with news. Why did it continue? Why didn't it continue? Yeah, that's also, you know, there's always two sides to the story, which is why we're in buys right now, right? We wouldn't be in buys with that, but we have to consider that this could also create lower high after news, right? ASP is what, 10, like, yeah, 9, 10 pips is, this is ASP up there. I take it. It's not my plan to take it yet. I closed BE because after this 15-minute I was scared about bearish continuation, but you didn't listen to what I told you beginning of month. You wanted to make a change, and I told you what to do to make a change. Every trade you've taken this month, you've disrespected every single rule that you said you would follow. And that's just fact. You have to accept that. You're trying to pass fund it. You're not going to do that from chickening out every single time. You have to try follow that, you know? That's what's going to make a difference. Why most traders pick GU and EU? I just picked GU because it's a GBP pair for London, right? Why is TP more down? That's our average session push. Like other people, because they're very high volume pairs, right? Yes, ASP, exactly. That's been our ASP. See what we're doing on 5 minute. 5 minute, we have to respect this 5 minute structure now. If we break this 5 minute structure, it's game over, right? Because we're continuing higher lows. I feel like we could start to get a reversal if we break this 5 minute structure. So probably only then I would look to manage my personal trade, and that would be aggressive management. The only reason I'm aggressively managing this is because of us having the chance to roll over here. I've seen this before. We do have the chance to roll over, right? And continue down. It is possible. We're not bullish bias, we're mixed bias. This could just be, this is the liquidity, there's your retracement to continue down, get stuck in the range before USD CPI, right? Today, remember, this is GU, it's affected by USD CPI. That could also happen. So that's another scenario, but that will not be a scenario until we start breaching that 5 minute support. Once we breach that 5 minute support, I can make decisions. Has to retest the top first, but that could happen in CPI, Claudio. It could just dump and then go grab liquidity, and then CPI does that. I mean, you can hold TPSL. That's totally fine, of course, right? One or the other. That's it. Choose which one. You know? Okay. Moving nicely. Damn, my line, bro. Look at ASP, how we react off ASP, Claudio. Isn't that nuts? Look. I'm sure it's priced into algorithms, right? Because that's how quant works, analyzing what previous day does. We need to keep the lines. We're at B. I'm chilling. If it comes back, I'll probably close B, yes. Stops definitely save something like this. Let's start a petition. Lines are toxic. Look, it tapped the top of my box and the bottom, and now we're rejecting. This definitely could be a spot where we reject 1 pip from TP. I do want at least 10 out of this trade. That's all. That's a minimum I expect for me to be able to close. Running about 850 P&L. See if we can get to that 1K and call it a day. 1K and call it a day. When B is crossed, you know, you can move your stop loss directly to entry, right? So if this comes back to entry, you lose nothing. Why don't you do it? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Move my stop loss a little bit up, just in case it wants to dump. Now we just need it to hold 5-minute structure, right? Because we have nice 5-minute structure now. I don't imagine 5-minute structure needs to break in order for us to continue up. Right, so see this structure down here? Even if this wants to come down, retest this, fine. Our entry is luckily below it, so even if it comes a little below, we're still okay. Maybe that needs us for the push. Ideally, in a nice scenario, we remain above this range, mess about, maybe dip down one more, and then get the push towards this zone. That's ideally what we're looking for right now. Ideally what we're looking for right now. Anyways, congrats to everyone who is in this trade, understands the idea. We planned this, waited for this, and executed on this. That's how a trading works. That's how a trader trades. I hope you guys find that educational. Definitely leave a like on the stream if you do. Very important information. 15 can still make a pullback, yeah, but we shouldn't need to close below 5-minute structure. There's no need. There's no need for us to close below 5-minute structure. Pullbacks are normal. Let's see what 1 minute. Yeah, pullbacks are normal. 1 minute to create structure. But this low has to be respected here. So I can be like this. Only a few pip profit, only a few pip stop loss, brother. Our stop loss was small. This is the difference. It doesn't matter. You can use big lot size. This is what we used to trade on GJ back on the day, like 12 pip stop loss, 10, 12 pip TP. It was the same. You risk 850 for 150 more. Wrong mindset, because my stop loss was $1,000. So if I continue trading like this without closing, right? Yes, I have $800 on the table right now. I could take that off, right? I have 800, well now 770, but I had $800 on the table, okay? I could take that off right now, no problem, right? I could take this off right now. I could take this off. Why don't I? Because that's not going to follow my plan. Because if I were to take full loss on this, then that's not even going to cover it, guys. It's not going to cover it. On top of that, price is not showing anything fully bearish right now. 15 looks like it's going to close well. 5 minute is still closing okay. 5 minute hasn't even retested top of range. Why did you abandon your original TP? Because of average session push. You know, 10 pips is what we're normally seeing here. That would also give me around my 1-to-1, which I want to just secure for today because GU, You know, it's CPI day, GU. Where do you check ASP? From calculation, same way we speak about the video in the group that talks about it, right? $15-minute candle closing in 25 seconds. Hopefully it can close above my line. Would be higher probabilities actually here. Higher probabilities to close above my line. Big probabilities to close above my box. Oh, maybe I should remove the line, Claudio. Okay, we did close above. Pushing to TP here, not really a strong bottom wick, so this could still flip, so keep that in mind. We'll see if we can get it. I don't... Oh, that's a sketchy one. Let me zoom in here, give me a sec, guys. I don't have bottom wick on my broker. Yeah, no bottom wick on broker here. Not sure if you guys have it on your broker, but I don't. We'll just reference other people, see what they're having. But for me, no bottom wick. How many pips were your stops? 11. I closed with 9 pip profit. Alright, alright. I'm gonna stick to my plan. I know it's painful, but I'm gonna stick to my plan. Not seeing anything alarming yet. Here's the bottom wick being made, so this is good. Make a bottom wick. Now we just need to respect 5-minute structure, look to continue up again. I mean, if it just wants to do that, I also don't mind. Check gold boss. I'm in a GU trade. If you don't want to trade GU and you're not taking GU, then miss out on the profits. But I'm sitting in $800 worth of profit, and that's my work being done for today. So I don't have to check anything. I gave you the option on gold. If you wanted to take gold break off high, I said that's also valid. I chose GU out of both because bearish bias on gold. I had higher probabilities. So I'm going to follow my higher probabilities. If that's okay with you guys. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. There, $1,000 on the table. 1 minute squeeze method. See what we can do here. 1 minute candle closes in 1 second. See what we can do with this 1 minute. Breaks the high. All right. If that 1 minute flips, I'm out. 1 minute flips, I'm out. Oh, and I'm out. Thank you very much, guys. 10 pips there. Very clean. Close total P&L here for... have to see this. Exactly 1K. Not even a cent above, guys. Not even a cent above. Not even a cent. And look at that close, guys. Great close. Hit TP. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Look at that close. Nice, 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 nice. Clean trade. Well done. Congrats to everyone who followed the plan, took it. Now that being said, shit's going up, no doubt. Yeah, it probably has more in it, but you know my style. You know my style. bro. Sniper close. Can I have some lobsters in the chat for this clean trade? W's and lobsters in the chat for the gram here. Congrats to everyone who took it. Crab. It's not a crab, bro. It's a lobster. Come on. Nice. All right. I do think possibly it can reach full TP eventually. No doubt. But, you know. Exactly 1.00%. What time was this? That S2? Yeah, you can call that S2 actually. Why I put setup on? $11.05 we can say. 1.9 pip of drawdown in the whole position. Pretty stress free. Pretty stress free. Was it below? Yeah, because it hit that average session push. I was looking at that, you know. Can you have a look at gold? Yeah, gold is keep on pushing up, you know. If you held gold, well done. You know, that's a nice trade as well. We took GU, both played out. No matter which one you took was fine. Stop loss was pretty much the same. Gold had a bit of more of a stop loss. Gold stop loss was around 30 pips, but it's pushed about 38 pips. So you got your 1-to-1 for sure, which is nice. GJ, look at this bullshit. I told you from the beginning of the day it's bullshit. That's it. That's it. Now we can all see Claudio's sunglasses. I will dox him with his shirt. He's trying to look fly today, huh? Looks like he needs some, you know, wants some cardio later. Question marks there. Need to find a way to follow my rules. Yeah, no one closed, right? You're the only one who closed. Just don't close. And stop loss 2 wire, you know? Or it's just here. Okay, I thought I dragged it, you know? Yeah, stop loss below there. Just leave it. Should have done 5 lot instead of 2. Yeah, because what's your account size? You know that you're on 1% of that account, right? Because that's only 10-12 pip stop loss. My rule is go ham when Harry is in. No, that'll get you kicked out the group. That'll get you kicked out the group. Question, when did you start? Your old date is on the Excel sheet. When I started it, you can see the dates. We put the dates here. All dates are here. And yeah. When your most trades pushing straight and not going into much drawdown from entry, have you considered tighter stop losses for higher RR? Yes, but the problem is the day that it does and you miss out on that, right? We have to put logically what makes sense. If this candle was smaller, we could have put it up there, right? But that's why, but then, you know, that question, Darren, becomes if you don't see much drawdown, then I can risk a little bit more, 1.5%. If I'm risking 1.5, it's okay, right? Because I don't expect to take a full loss. I do not find a SF5 in action. Was it never recorded? It was, but that's not something I teach publicly, right? Since it's a little bit more of an advanced setup, I don't teach that on YouTube. So all setup 5s are put under Harry extended setups. So one of these will be a setup 5. Or I just call it a setup 2 in the journal. Will you be live during CPI? Only if you guys leave a like and subscribe and get the viewers to 1,000 viewers. No. CPI, I'll be enjoying myself, sitting with popcorn and enjoying life. You guys, no trades for me, just logged on to see how it's going. I'm happy to see some lobster. Oh, thanks, Joe. Good mindset. If you get to 100k subs, you'll trade Knive NY YouTube? No, I said I'd fly someone down. I'd fly someone down on that. Would you be on Zoom though? Yes, I'll be on Zoom. Cheers, Didier. Take care. Take care, sorry. I have a headache for some reason. Come on, Harry Sharp. What's this headache? Headache is for the weak. No headaches in my books. Fly down someone and do a stream together. The problem is, imagine you fly down someone who's a little bit weird. You know, there'll have to be an application process, really. I'm surprised GBP didn't do a reversal since of CPI. Yeah, that's why I follow a structured plan, right? That's why I follow a structured plan. So what would make it more interesting already? No, it'd make more headache. More headache. You're weird already? Probably, yeah. Take Claudio? God, this would be a disaster. Unless he wants to bring Romanian people with him. Huh? Unless he wants to bring special Romanian people. Uh-oh. Bring his katana now. Very good. Katana is a wall piece. Well done, brother. Learning a lot from you. Great. Yeah, clean week this week, to be honest. Nice little trade we took. How much does your private group cost? It's the cheapest private group out there. $50, man. $50 for a shit ton of value. Like, you really can't go wrong in there. I'm serious. So that's how much. I'm not trying to shill it, but I'm just saying, like, it's very affordable. If you probably can't afford $50 for education, then you're probably not ready to trade, if I'm being honest, with real money. You can learn the skill, no problem, for free. That's why I do YouTube. I respect that, but you're not ready to trade. If you had to choose a second job, what would you do? I'd run a different business. I was having a conversation with someone else and I was saying, you know, my industry is very hard. It's, you know, it's a hard industry, you know, it's a lot of pitfalls and high moments, low moments, and, you know, a lot of interesting people come through. And then they were saying, I wish I was in a different industry. So no matter, you know, no matter where you go, I think, or what you do, you'll always find it hard. Just how it is. Anyways, chat, I'm gonna call it a stream here. Be sure to leave a subscribe. Appreciate everyone for showing up. Brilliant day, good TP placement. Happy with everything. I'm blessed. Let's move on to tomorrow and keep killing it, man. So with that being said, guys, take care. Trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace. See you all. Have a good day.